Yes.
Can't sleep.
Yeah, I know.
Good evening and welcome to the May 26, 2026 meeting of the Roseland Governing Body. Adequate notice of this meeting is provided in accordance with the Open Public Meeting Act, that the date, time, and location of the meeting were included in the annual meeting schedule, posted on the public bulletin board in the municipal building and filed in the office of the Borough Clerk. For those attending tonight's meeting via Zoom, the agenda and any other relevant documents can be found on the Borough's website attached to the meeting notice posted in the news and announcement section. During the meeting, an announcement made prior to the two public comment periods. Anyone wishing to make a public comment via computer will be instructed to use the raise your hand icon, and anyone wishing to make a public comment via telephone will be instructed to dial *9 at the appropriate time. For those in attendance in person or remotely, please provide your name and address when selected. If you are eligible for Daniel's Law, please just announce your name. Mr. Watkins, please call the roll.
Mayor Spango.
Present.
Mr. Barty.
Here.
Mr. Brandt.
Here.
Mrs. Parati.
Here.
Mr. Schroeder.
Here.
Mrs. Tolley.
Here,
Mr. Trillo.
Here. Please rise for the flag salute. Pledge allegiance. Thank you. We have a number of proclamations. We're going to move the proclamation agenda around. Some of our youth have a baseball tryout, correct, Moose?
That's right.
So we are going to start with the Roseland Heat.
they must be hot.
All right, this is an easy one for us. Head coach of the Roseland Heat, Councilman Trillo. Assistant coach Brian Meyer.
Of course.
Team, Adam Trillo. Come up, guys, get your T-shirts and go in the front. Christopher Stefanakis. Daniel Lopez. Ferris Milando. Grayson Finley. Lucian Kim. Mason Oliveira. Nathan Van Rock. Noah Cedric, and Patrick Meyer. You know the drill, Adam. You must have won a couple championships, huh?
Are you keeping track, Trillo? Too much.
Good answer.
Little conflict of interest.
All right, so interesting team this year. We didn't start off great, but then we all kind of gelled, pulled it together, and like I always like, we beat Fairfield in the championship, so that's always good. Some old-fashioned basketball, and we will say the Roseland teams were the most competitive games in the playoffs. I think we beat one Roseland team by 2 and the other Roseland team in overtime.
Wow.
So Roseland had a lot to be proud of this year on the basketball court for this age level. So great season, guys, and I hope to coach you again next year.
Oh, here we go.
Baseball pants on. They came from a baseball game.
Thank you all. Congratulations.
Congratulations, guys. Good job.
Well, Matthew won in the 3rd grade. So,
All right. Okay, he's gotta wait.
Disregard the law.
Yeah.
28, 90, 91,
Here they come again. Roseland Sparks. They're always winning.
He's like on everything.
Wait.
All right, the Sparks are our 5th and 6th grade girls champions. I'll announce the names. Each girl come up, get their T-shirt, and then we'll bring up the coaches for a few words. Congratulations. Adriana Villapoto. Anastasia Brumiak. Annie Mandel. Antonella Rojas. Aria Pasquale. Ava Bader. Emma Dunlap. Gia Blasco. Haley Hurley. Isa Tejada, and Stella Sebastian. Head coach Matt Mandel, assistant coach Mike Villapoto, and Roosevelt Abrams. Coach Mandel, you're up here a lot. You're up here almost as much as me.
This is what grade?
Good evening. First, I want to thank my assistant coaches, Mike and Ro. Girls, you guys had an amazing season. The Sparks were made up of 11 players, which is a pretty big team. But they came every practice to learn and to listen. And a few of the girls never even played basketball before this year. So it was pretty amazing to see their transformation. We didn't start off very quickly. We lost our first game because the girls didn't really know how to play team defense, and they didn't realize they had to actually shoot the ball to make a basket. But once they learned that shooting was important, we went on to win 9 games in a row and won the championship. So you guys should be proud of yourselves that you represent Roseland, and you'll always be champs. So we had a blast, and congratulations.
Coaches, push in just a little bit. Push in, push in, push in, push in. All right, everybody right here with me. Thank you all, congratulations. Get this champion. Find your way before kickball.
And I was gonna wear
How are you?
this tonight.
It was windy down there too. It wasn't windy up here. It wasn't that windy up here, but it rained. Yeah, we didn't get a lot of wind.
Congrats, how are you? Next on the agenda, we have the Roseland Police Department members for commendations. If members of the department can just stand in front of the dais. So, stand in front. We're going to turn it over to Lieutenant Ballard and Lieutenant Longo. They're going to be presenting the commendations as well being recipients of the commendations.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Lieutenant Ray Ballard, and I would like to thank Mayor Spango, the Police Committee, the Town Council, and Director Chaffee for acknowledging the forthcoming award citations for an acceptable job by officers of the Roseland Police Department. I would also like to thank the rank and file of the Roseland Police Department for the hard work and day-to-day dedication that is expected and it can at times be overlooked. Please allow me to read a short synopsis regarding a burglary theft that occurred on February 13, 2026 at the Avalon Bay condominiums located at 6 Becker Farm Road, Roseland. On February 13, 2026 at approximately 8:30 a.m., Roseland patrol officers responded to the Avalon Bay condominiums on a report of a burglary. Upon arrival, officers discovered forced entry to the property's maintenance office, It was later found that approximately $10,000 worth of high-end tools, several brand-new air conditioning units, Bobcat skid steer, an enclosed utility trailer containing a Polaris ATV were stolen from the parking garage. Detective Sergeant Hyder, Gibbons, Detective Alley responded, processed evidence, and investigated the crime. Video surveillance revealed 2 unknown male suspects wearing face coverings and gloves entering the premises earlier that morning. On the same date, the suspects were later observed leaving the area with the stolen Bobcat and trailer. During the course of the investigation, the Roseland Police Detective Bureau identified an individual, Alexander Roa Sierra, 28 years old, a male out of New Brunswick, selling items online that were consistent with the stolen items. On February 17th, 2026, detectives conducted a control undercover purchase involving 3 air conditioner units. Upon meeting with the seller, detectives confirmed that the units were stolen. The suspect, Alexander Ross Sierra, was placed under arrest and charged with receiving stolen property. The Roseland Detective Bureau continued its ongoing investigation into recent burglaries and thefts and successfully identified a business located in Orange, New Jersey, where stolen items were suspected to be stored. On a search warrant of the business was obtained and approved on February 25th, 2026. The warrant was executed by Detective Sergeant Hyder, Detective Gibbons, and Detective Alley. Joining the search warrant for operational support was Lieutenant Luongo, Sergeant Gutierrez, Officer Lupo, detectives from the Orange and Montville Police Department, and myself. During the search, detectives recovered stolen items linked to burglary at the Roseland Avalon Bay. Additionally, 2 stolen motorcycles were located and had been reported stolen from Montville Avalon Bay on February 11, 2026. So this was a multi-jurisdictional theft burglary ring. After re-interviewing the accused, additional charges were generated for Mr. Sierra, including burglary, theft, possession of burglary tools, criminal mischief, trafficking stolen property. Mr. Rose Sierra was subsequently remanded to the Essex County Correctional Facility pending a court appearance. So I'd like to hand out the citations now, in order, and make no mistake about it, the next 3 officers were the engine to the investigation. Detective Sergeant Jason Hyder. Detective Michael Gibbons. Detective Mark Owie. Oh, when we're done. Thank you. Unless you'd like one now. Okay, thank you. My counterpart, Lieutenant Michael Longo. Here's one for myself, but that's not that important right now. Sergeant Martin Gutierrez. And Officer Francesco Lupo. Now we'll get a picture.
Everyone just slide left, please.
well. Congratulations.
Congratulations. Good job. Thank you for everything.
Thank you, everyone.
Congratulations to the police department on a job well done. Thank you, lieutenants. Next, we have our Mothers of the Year. Each year, grades 1 through 3, I believe, and 4 through 6 students submit an essay to be reviewed by a board, and the board looks at the essays without knowing the kid's name or the parents' names. They score them, and those award-winning essays become Mothers of the Year for grades 1 through 3 and grades 4 through 6. So first, we're going to do grades 1 through 3. Leah Convery.
I remember that well.
So I'm going to read the essay that Eva wrote about her mom, okay? My mother deserves the Mother of the Year award because she's caring, nice, she helps out, she makes me and my sister feel safe, and she's really and has nice cooking and art too. She has a good job, keeps us healthy, she buys us a lot, she helps me seal cookies, she's respectful, even though she's a stepmom to my big sister. She's nice, and every year for my birthday, she takes me to New York and we go to the American Girl doll store. The lucky thing is that's right by her work building. Right by her work building is the American Dream Wall. She goes on work trips and gets us stuff. She's Karen and Japanese. She loves me and my sister so much, and I'm so lucky to have a mom. That is the best caring mom ever. I love my mom, by Eva Convery.
I just want to thank my daughter Eva. She's great at everything, and I don't know what else I could say. I was just so surprised that she wrote this essay. I had no idea. So, thank you.
Congratulations.
My husband and I too.
Sit up again.
Thank you.
Congratulations. The next one's easy for me, because this is the 4th through 6th grade submission, and she's a regular at our meetings, and I think she's going to read the essay she wrote about her mom and bring her family up. Emily, the bear scarer, Schroeder.
Thank God she doesn't have her phone.
My mom, Jennifer Schroeder, should be Roseland.
She's giving hand signals. Councilman, come on.
My mom, Jennifer Schroeder, should be Roseland's 2026 Mother of the Year because she is the best mom you could ever have. My mom is so kind, nice, beautiful, and generous. In January 2025, my mother had her second neck surgery and spent a total of 5 days in the hospital, but she is all better now. She makes sure my sister, brother, and I stay safe and comfortable. My mom always makes sure we have great birthdays and great decorations during the holiday. My mom, she also Oh my God. She always has our back in any situation we are in. She always helps us with our homework, make sure we have dinner before sports, and drive us all around town. Also, my mom tutors kids in town, helping them with math and reading. And she is also a substitute teacher at Noecker School. In addition, my mom also works at a high school with kids who are struggling with mental health issues. My mom helps these kids with classwork so one day they can hopefully go back to school full time. This is why my mother, Jennifer Schroeder, should be Mother of the Year.
And you don't do anything. No.
So nice.
Like I said, I'm going a little bit out of order, and I did this on purpose based on Emily's essay. I have a lot of proclamations. So I also want to recognize May as Mental Health Awareness Month. The Borough of Roseland is recognizing that mental health is essential to everyone's overall health. Mental illness is a real and prevalent in our nation, and half of us will have mental health diagnosis at some point in our lives. Each school, business, government agency, healthcare provider, organization, and citizen have a responsibility to promote mental health and well-being for all, as does Mrs. Schroeder. Therefore, the mayor and council of the Borough of Roseland proclaim May 2026 as Mental Health Awareness Month. We also call upon citizens, government agencies, public and private institutions, businesses, and schools in the Borough of Roseland to recommit our community to increasing awareness and understanding of mental health. The steps our citizens can take to protect their mental health and the need for appropriate and accessible services for all people with mental health illness. Thank you. Okay. Next, we have our honorary mayor of the year. Nisa could come up with her parents. So we're gonna go over in front of I asked her who's gonna hold the Bible. She said, "Mom, smart."
This is simple.
Okay. Do solemnly swear that I will support the Constitution of the United States and the state of New Jersey. And I do further solemnly swear that I will faithfully, impartially, and justly perform all the duties of the office of honorary mayor. Congratulations.
How cute.
It's official. She was posing for the picture. She wanted to make sure they got the picture.
She knows him.
All right, she knows.
She knows. Get that picture.
wheelchair without
She's the
wheels.
boss now.
It's
I know, I'm
freaking me
gonna
out.
go right off the
Every-
cliff
Freaks me
here.
out every time.
Right off the cliff.
This is traumatic.
Oh my God. I was. This thing does matter.
Oh,
I know, maybe they were saying it.
Yeah.
They usually do.
You know what?
Yeah.
It might be because Mike's not there.
Oh,
I'll follow up, it's a good idea.
Right, the mayor was the
can I say something to the moms?
Absolutely, go ahead.
Okay. Both moms, I want to congratulate you on being Mother of the Year. 30 years ago, I was Mother of the Year when my son was in 3rd grade. He was 10. So I still have my sash, but I know every year I'd like to congratulate you. You received a plaque. I only received a certificate, but that's nice. I always say I'm going to go holler at Mike Colletti, but that's okay. But it is really a nice honor, and to have the children, your child read it is really, a great time. So congratulations. Thank you. Enjoy.
Congratulations to the
Okay.
Mother of the Year, honorary mayor, and all the teams. Anybody else from the council? Comments? No? Next, before we go into public comment, I'm going to bring up Dan Salvanti from Essex County Parks.
Want me to swear myself in?
Yes. Your real name.
Evening. I bring greetings on behalf of our county executive, Joe D. I do have some announcements this week for the rest of the month, or actually for June. Starting on June 6th, the county will have its shredding day, which will take place from 8:30 to 12 noon. That's at 99 West Bradford in Cedar Grove for all the residents of Essex County. In addition, on the same weekend, June 6th and 7th, we'll have our open house at the Riker Hill Art Park from 11 to 5 p.m. on Saturday and Sunday. Our annual fishing derby contest starts tomorrow in Irvington Park. We'll be in Verona Park on the 28th. We will be in Grover, Cleveland on June 4th. So we encourage all the children up to 15 to participate in the programs. In addition, we have our information for our senior citizens juror art show, which I'll leave all these flyers with you, Mayor, and can distribute them accordingly, and hopefully we can get them on your cable show. Any questions, Jimmy? I know you and I contact daily, but if there's anything you need, just give me a call.
Thanks, Dan.
Thanks.
Yep, good, good.
Okay. Next on our agenda is our first round of public comment. Any member of the public wishing to be heard, come forward, state your name and address for the record. If you're with us via Zoom, use the raise your hand icon. If you're with us telephonically, press star 9. If you're eligible for Daniel's Law, please just announce your name and not your address.
Good evening.
Just come up there,
Excuse me.
please.
Yep.
Your name and address.
Good evening. My name is Laura Morowitz, and I am from Verona, New Jersey. And first, thank you for allowing me to speak. And I wanted to start by thanking the town for allowing us to exercise our First Amendment rights on last April 25th at our Ice Out of Roseland protest. It was raining, it was cold, but 150 people showed up. We know at least another 150 wanted to show up, but the weather was pretty ferocious. I just want to make sure that everyone keeps this issue at mind. Roseland is such a beautiful town, and it should not be marred. It should not have ice in its presence. I'm sure that many people, or all of the people here, know what's been going on the last couple of days at Delaney Hall. Yesterday, our Senator, Andy Kim, was pepper sprayed at Delaney Hall, and our Governor, Mikey Sherrill, was denied entrance into the building yesterday. We have to wonder what is going on to disallow, the most powerful politicians in New Jersey access to that place. I'll just say, outside, someone asked us what we were protesting, and we said we're protesting that there's the presence of ICE, 40 lawyers at 5 Becker Road through Aresco Management. I think, given what we're seeing in the news, we know that we can't really trust what's being said. They say that they're not going to bring people there. They say that they're not going to, go beyond their scope. But we see what's going on. We see the lawlessness. So I just want us to all keep that in mind and do my part to make sure that this is something that, that this town really hopefully makes sure that all of the children, I was looking at the beautiful children tonight as they got up, who look very different from each other, that this should be a town where nobody has to be afraid of walking in the streets because of the presence of ICE here. Thank you so much.
Hello, my name is Jonathan Bellack. I live in Montclair, New Jersey, and I am sorry for taking up your time today. You have a wonderful town and grateful that you have an open process where we can speak. Unfortunately, I did feel compelled to speak because this ICE office is not simply something that affects Roseland. It's affecting all of your neighbors around New Jersey. I've lived in Montclair for 23 years. My wife is born and raised in Montvale. We're a deeply held New Jersey family. We love it here. We love everything. And ICE as an organization has been found by courts to be a lawless organization. Over 4,000 people detained illegally that courts have ordered released. Over 100 court orders violated, even in just 1 month. As you just heard, at Delaney Hall in Newark yesterday, one of our senators, all of our senators, was pepper sprayed by this organization. Our governor, our duly elected governor, was barred entry to a facility within her own state by this federal organization. And this is challenging. I know none of you asked for ICE to open an office in Roseland. 5 Becker Farm Road is private property. It's not for you to declare that they're not allowed to be there. What I would ask is that you take a stand in the way that Roxbury did. The Roxbury Town Council voted to pass a resolution stating their opposition to the potential detention center opening in Roxbury, and it let the rest of New Jersey know what they stood for and what they cared about and what was important to them as a community. And my respectful ask to you would be to consider issuing a similar resolution. Let all of your neighbors around New Jersey know what Roseland stands for. Unfortunately, because of the confrontational and lawless nature of this organization, we don't have the room we used to have to stay quiet in these situations. Staying quiet and saying nothing and not taking a position is taking a position of saying that it is okay and it is something that you think is fine and is not a problem. So I would respectfully ask you to consider, when you go into session, to consider writing and issuing and voting on a proclamation expressing your concern and opposition to these activities of ICE, and that you do not welcome 40 lawyers fighting for illegal detentions and this kind of violence in your community. You don't want to be known as Roseland, the community that welcomed ICE. So please do that, and thank you very much for giving me a chance to speak.
Thank you.
My name is Rich Lorenzo. I live in Montville. Thank you very much for hearing me. I'm sorry, my voice is very hoarse. I'm here tonight about the office space in ICE that ICE has rented at 5 Becker Farm Road. ICE has told this town that the space would only be used for attorneys, that there'll be no ICE agents there. I'm here because I have direct firsthand knowledge that these assurances cannot be trusted, and I want to tell you exactly why. Yesterday I was at Delaney Hall. I want to be careful to separate what I witnessed with my own eyes from what I've been told, so you can weigh each appropriately. Here's what I witnessed. I and a number of other people stood together and blocked the transfer of detainees being moved out of state to facilities like Texas and Louisiana. More than 30 ICE agents and an armored vehicle arrived to carry out that transfer. Senator Kim and others planned a de-escalation. They planned a de-escalation. While they were waiting, all we wanted to do is make sure the SUVs rolled down the windows. There were no detainees in there. Everything would have been quiet. They didn't even wait. While that was happening, believing there was a negotiation, we were pepper sprayed. We were dragged across the pavement. We were shot at with what they call less than lethal rounds. We were dragged and physically brutalized. Senator Kim was there and experienced this alongside the rest of us. All of it could have been avoided. The agents claimed the vehicles had no detainees. We asked them to simply confirm, to let us confirm that. They refused. We later learned the SUVs were empty anyway. The force used against us was not necessary to move anyone, because at that moment, there was no one in those vehicles to move. I'm telling you this plainly, because I was there. What ICE says is happening, what is actually happening, are not the same thing. I want to be equally honest about the rest, because it matters to me that you can trust me. The following are things I cannot personally verify, but the detainees and their advocates have reported consistently. More than 500 people at Delaney Hall are now on the 5th day of a hunger strike and a labor strike. That food contains worms and rotten meat. That women have miscarried without medical care afterwards. That people with type 1 diabetes have been denied insulin. And that some detainees who are being asked to be deported, they're asking to be deported, are being refused and continue to be held. ICE has called this strike a hoax, and yet, today, I watched them load those detainees onto vans, taken out of state to be punished for a strike they insist isn't real. We could not stop it, but I saw it. So when ICE tells this council that 5 Becker Farm Road will be lawyers only, no agents, I ask you to remember what I just described. Yesterday, ICE told us the vehicles were full. They were empty. ICE assurances are not something this town should take on faith. Senator Kim knows this too. Here is what I'm asking. Unlike Delaney Hall, 5 Becker Farm Road is in Roseland. It's your town. It's within your council's legitimate concern. I'm asking you to look hard at this lease and use this property and the use of this property. What was represented at the town about how the space would be used, what the zoning and permitting actually allow, and whether anyone is verifying that lawyers only promise is being kept. I'm asking you not to take ICE at its word and use whatever authority this council has to hold them to what they claimed. Do not trust ICE. And if visiting hours at Delaney Hall are reinstated, please, I ask you to go see the conditions for yourselves. As neighbors and peoples of those whose towns ICE is operating in, once you've seen, you'll know what I know. If a restaurant here in Roseland was serving families food with worms in it, none of us would hesitate, would want to inspect it and on the record. People are being served that food right now, a few towns away. Our neighbors, many of them following the immigration process lawfully and detained anyway, in a facility run for profit by Geo Group with our tax dollars. Detainees earn $1.50 a day, cooking and cleaning, so Geo doesn't have to hire staff. Families who can afford it have to send money to the vending machines, so the detainees can put money in the vending machines and Geo profits from it. And now ICE has moved into Roseland. I know there are limits of what the town council can do, but this office is in your town, and you have every right to ask hard questions about it. Please don't take ICE's promises on faith. Please, please look. Thank you.
Kyle Kovats, 10 Plymouth Place. Here to talk about 192 and 194 Eagle Rock. It's been under contract a couple times. Deals keep falling through and whatnot, but I think I mentioned this before, I think it's really a generational opportunity to look into buying it as a town and turning it into a municipal parking lot. Obviously, we know there's thousands of new residents moving into our town between the Avalon properties, the property at the old Bops, property and everything. So The biggest issue, I think for businesses who I speak with, you know, like a coffee shop, like Forum Coffee Shop that's opening all over the place, they would love to come to Roseland, but the biggest issue that they have is, as you can imagine, what? Parking, right? So those properties combined right now, they're listed for $499 and I believe $450. No, 500 and 400 now, so a grand total of $900,000. Doesn't mean it's going to go for $900,000. It could certainly go for less. Admittedly, I have no idea what the bonding process is like. Not a clue at all. I do know what municipal bonding tax rate, municipal bond yields are right now. They're fairly attractive. It seems like it would be pretty cheap debt to acquire there. And again, if let's say the first year, first 2 years, first 3 years, we're not even breaking even on it. The cost of what it would cost to acquire that municipal parking lot will pay us back in spades with the rateables that I think we will be able to achieve as a town from that. And again, this would attract new businesses. There's, I think, 4 or 5 properties across the street on Eagle Rock that are all owned by the same owner. And I don't think he's just buying them in a row just for the sake of having four or five properties in a row. I think eventually something's going to go there. The other property on the corner of Cortlandt and Eagle Rock right now, it might have, and I don't know this for fact, but my guess is it probably has like 30% occupancy. I can't imagine that building's not going to turn over, somewhat soon. So I think it's worth looking into. I don't know if it's been looked into yet, but it really, in my opinion, is a generational opportunity. Where else can you think in Essex County where you can buy that much land for that cheap of a price in the central business district? I think it's worth considering because, as you guys know, what's the number one thing every single buyer when they're purchasing real estate right now is looking for? Every survey, what do they want? Walkability. So you can't be able to walk to anything if there's nothing to walk to, number one. And number two, people who live in Pitcairn, people who live on 4th Ave, who live in Home Hill, they're not going to be walking necessarily to the center of town. But the people who are all moving into the center of town in the Avalon properties, on Becker Farm Road, on Harrison, they could all walk there. So I would just suggest, if it's possible to look into that, look into what the economics are behind that. And ultimately, I think it will be something that will pay us back and will provide a return on investment. Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
Hello, my name is Steve Saporito. I grew up in this town on Rutgers Court. I've talked to this council before. I want to thank the mayor, the council, especially the police department for their help on the demonstration that we had about ICE back in April on the 25th. It was a rainy day. It was a little chaotic, and the police were really awesome. I want to thank you all for the help that you've given. I was going to say a few things, but I was really struck by those kids. I looked at the faces of those kids, the name of those kids, the diversity of those kids, and it really made me happy that this is the town that I grew up in. ICE is an un-American institution that has shown itself to be a lawless institution and not in the keeping of what this town is, what it represents, and what I learned when I was on the junior council in 1970, whatever, way back when. We teach certain values. I learned certain values at West Essex High School and down at Noacker High School that are inconsistent with what is happening now. I agree with Jonathan. I would love to see this council consensus that they're against the presence of ICE in this town because of the lawlessness and the fact you can't trust what they tell you. What they say, what they do are two different things, and I'm afraid that they're going to bring a violent nature to this town that this town doesn't deserve. Again, I want to thank the mayor, the council, and especially the Roseland Police Department for their help in protecting our First Amendment rights. This is the second or third time we've been here. We will be back. We are keeping an eye on it ourselves. And again, we appreciate everything that you've done. Thank you.
Any other member of the public wish to be heard?
I'm James Bennett. I'm from North Caldwell. I'm here also to speak about ICE being here. I'm not going to everybody made a lot of really good points that I'm not going to rehash, but I'm just kind of struck by, this meeting started off with the Pledge of Allegiance. They talked about, liberty and justice. We know that ICE is not doing justice. You had a child swear to the Constitution. You guys all took an oath to the Constitution when you got on this council. So you have an obligation to make sure that what's going on with ICE is constitutional. And that extends to the lawyers especially, because every illegal thing that ICE does, those lawyers are defending. So please consider that resolution and the oversight that was asked for. Thank you.
Good evening, and thank you for the opportunity to speak. My name is Christine Jacobson, and I'm a resident of Nutley. And I'd just like to know, how do you want Roseland to be remembered? And will you be on the right side of history? I think you really need to think about what this looks like to your children and the future of your town. And I just hope that you make the right decision. And I will be keeping an eye on this, and we'll probably be back. Thank you.
Hi, I'm Sheila Rosa, and I was out on the corner. I came all the way from Woodland Park. I had family that lived in Roseland years ago, my uncle and my aunt and their children. My daughter lives in Verona. I grew up in Verona. As he was just saying, I'm not going to go into what is going on at Delaney Hall and other concentration camps in this country. Okay, because I had a friend's friend that was there at Delaney Hall yesterday, and she's late 60s, early 70s. She was thrown to the ground, and she had to go to the hospital. Is this what Roseland wants to be familiar with? Those lawyers are going to defend they're not going to defend the Constitution. And I heard you, Mayor, read to that young woman, I'm a retired teacher, to that young girl, the Constitution of the United States, due process, and following democracy. And every day in that Delaney Hall, that is not going on. Worms in their meals. They can't even go to the bathroom. Children. There was an 18-year-old girl that's trying to graduate from high school. She cannot. Rapes. Miscarriages. They are not attending to their medical needs. And then I have to see my senator, excuse me, I'm hot. My senator, a good man who has a family, young kids, went down there. He's a good man and he's a great senator. Okay? I was in politics years ago. And then he's pepper sprayed for doing what? For doing what? He tried to appease the ICE agents, and he tried to appease those families are down there. There is a pregnant woman, 5 months pregnant. That's her husband, Martin. And you know what? If I was on my own in this country, and I had my husband in jail. Because of what? He's not a criminal. 75% of those people are not criminals. And this administration is not following the Constitution. It's a disgrace. I am 75 years old. And every day I see my country falling apart. Falling apart. And I have voted on both sides of the parties. And you all know that he is not following the Constitution. And what did the director, Mike Mullin, say? It's a hoax. It's a photo op. How dare he? How dare he? How dare he say that? Every day the lies coming out of this administration. Those people are not criminals. You have Ghislaine Maxwell down in a prison with getting everything, a sex trafficker. A sex trafficker.
Does Mike Mullin say anything about her? And then you are going to have a building in your town that I thought that Roseland is one of the better towns in Essex County. 40 lawyers defending this administration, that is treating those people worse than we treat our cats and dogs better. We treat cattle better. 40 lawyers defending ICE agents. They executed 2 American citizens. Where are those 3 ICE agents? Where are they? Under a protection witness program? Where are they? This is an authoritarian country right now. And if you can't see it, if you agree with pedophilia and genocide and what's going on in this country, there is no hope. It is gone. I have nothing else to say. But those lawyers, you're defending a building that's defending what I just spoke about. You see, I'm upset because I love this country. I wasn't there yesterday, but like I said, what I saw, my senator who's fighting for these people, that's all I can say. Because you're too far gone. If pedophilia and genocide and racists doesn't get it, then there's no hope. There's no hope for this country. No hope.
My name is Dancy Mock. I'm a resident in Roseland since 1988. And I'm not good at public speaking, so I'm just going to read what I had written down. I didn't really know what this was going to be about, so I just wrote down some questions, and they're rhetorical. I don't expect answers. Is there a concern for illegal immigrants in Roseland? Is there a concern for illegal immigrants who have committed violent crimes in Roseland? Will the Roseland police be required to assist them in any way? The ICE, whoever is in the ICE building, which I believe is lawyers. Do we know what the exact function of the ICE people will be in Roseland? I thought at one point I had heard they were strictly going to be lawyers. Is there any chance that there will be actual agents such as we have seen in other cities? If so, my concern is the effect of the sight of such agents dressed in military gear and armed on our citizens and especially our children. And will Roseland have any oversight over these activities?
Any other member of the public wish to be heard? Anyone with us via Zoom? Oh, sure.
I'll be the minority. Hi, everybody. My name is Alex Vainrock. I live in Roseland. I'm actually an immigrant, and I actually have families that been to real concentration camps. Here's my opinion on this. I think Roseland is a town that's known for lawyers, and all of those office parks are starting to lose leases and are operating at very low occupancies. So we should do everything we can to bring more lawyers into Roseland so that people that actually live in Roseland can pay less taxes because they support our schools, our police, our salaries. Now, if it's a detention center, we shouldn't have that. But if there's more lawyers coming to Roseland, we should do everything we can to bring as many lawyers as possible, whether it's federal lawyers, state lawyers, ICE, lawyers, any kind of lawyers. This town should have more lawyers, and we should get more occupancy in the office parks in order to maintain our tax base. I'm in real estate, and I do lease-ups and sales. A lot of these builders are some of our clients. What's gonna happen is that you have 600 new apartments coming to this town. This town has 6,000 people. Where are you gonna get 10% population growth? We don't have like economic engine growth here. This is a small town. You're gonna have to start cutting rent so low that you're gonna get everybody, and this is not gonna be Roseland anymore. So keep those office parks as much as possible and get less people, less multifamily development, because this is gonna kill our town. It's gonna kill our schools. You're gonna have to hire more teachers. You're gonna have to build the school more. There's no money for that. So try to keep those office parks. If you get a good quality lease for 40 lawyers we're talking about, not detention centers, because I'm a liberal, lawyers, try to bring as many of them as possible. All right?
Any other member of the public wish to be heard? No one via Zoom, Neil, or by phone? Thank you. Next on the agenda is an appointment to the Safe Walking and Cycling Advisory Committee for Robert Sudol, excuse me. Do we have a motion?
So moved.
Second. Trillo, Bront. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Hearing and seeing none. Next on the agenda is introduction of ordinance 21-2026. Mr. Watkins, please read the ordinance by title only.
An ordinance to amend Chapter 20 of the revised general ordinances of the Borough of Roseland entitled Soil and Soil Movement.
Is there a motion to introduce ordinance 21-2026?
So moved.
Second.
Barant, Toley, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Hearing and seeing none.
Ordinance number 21 will be published on the borough's website. Notice of public hearing will be advertised on the borough's website. Public hearing will be held on Tuesday, June 16th, 2026.
Thank you. Next on the agenda is ordinance 22-2026. Mr. Watkins, please read the ordinance by title only.
An ordinance of the Borough of Roseland to repeal ordinance number 33-2025 as amended, which provided for salaries and compensation to be paid to non-union employees of the Borough of Roseland, and substitute therefore salaries and compensation for the year 2026.
Is there a motion to introduce ordinance 22-2026?
So moved. Second. You moved?
So moved.
I'll second.
Marty, Phil, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Hearing and seeing none.
Ordinance number 22-2026 will be published on the borough's website. Notice of public hearing will be advertised on the borough's website. Public hearing will be held on Tuesday, June 16th, 2026.
Thank you, Mr. Watkins. Next on the agenda is introduction of ordinance 23-2026. Mr. Watkins, please read the ordinance by title only.
An ordinance of the Borough of Roseland establishing salaries for the mayor and council of the Borough of Roseland.
Is there a motion to introduce ordinance 23-2026?
So moved.
Second.
Parati, Barty, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Hearing and seeing none.
Ordinance number 23-2026 will be published on the borough's website. The notice of public hearing will be advertised on the borough's website. Public hearing will be held on Tuesday, June 16th, 2026.
Thank you, Mr. Watkins. Next is introduction of ordinance 24-2026. Mr. Watkins, please read the ordinance by title only.
An ordinance amending various sections of Chapter 2 of the revised general ordinances of the Borough of Roseland entitled Administration, Article 4 entitled Departments Established.
Is there a motion to introduce ordinance 24-2026?
So moved.
Second.
Trillo, Parati, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Hearing and seeing none.
Ordinance number 24-2026 will be published on the borough's website. Notice of public hearing will be advertised on the borough's website. Public hearing will be held on Tuesday, June 16th, 2026.
Thank you, Ms. Watkins. Next, we have a public hearing on ordinance 16-2026. Mr. Watkins, please read the ordinance by title only.
An ordinance amending Chapter 7 entitled Traffic, Section 7-20 entitled Stop Intersections.
Is there a motion to open the public hearing on ordinance 16-2026?
So moved.
Second.
Parati, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Hearing and seeing none. Does anyone wish to be heard on ordinance 16-2026? Hearing and seeing none, I have a motion to close the public hearing.
So moved. Second.
Barty, Schroeder, I think. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Hearing and seeing none. Mr. Watkins, please read the ordinance by title only.
An ordinance amending excuse me, an ordinance amending Chapter 7 entitled Traffic, Section 7-20, entitled Stop Intersections.
Do we have a motion to adopt ordinance 16-2026?
So moved.
Second.
Parati, Barant, roll call vote, please, Mr. Watkins.
Mr. Barty?
Yes.
Mr. Brandt?
Yes.
Mrs. Parati?
Yes.
Mr. Schroeder?
Yes.
Mrs. Toley?
Yes.
Mr. Trillo?
Yes.
Ordinance number 16-2026 will be posted on the borough's website as a passed ordinance and shall take effect as provided by law.
Thank you, Mr. Watkins. Next, we have a public hearing on ordinance 17-2026. Mr. Watkins, please read the ordinance by title only.
An ordinance amending Chapter 2 of the revised general ordinances of the Borough of Roseland entitled Administration, Article 3 entitled Administrative Organization.
We have a motion to open the public hearing on ordinance 17-2026.
So moved.
Second.
Barty, Parati, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Hearing seeing none, does anyone wish to be heard on ordinance 17-2026? Hearing and seeing none, may I have a motion to close the public hearing?
So moved.
Second.
Parati, Barty, Mr. Watkins, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Hearing and seeing none, Mr. Watkins, please read the ordinance by title only.
An ordinance amending Chapter 2 of the revised general ordinances of the Borough of Roseland entitled Administration, Article 3 entitled Administrative Organization.
We have a motion to adopt ordinance 17-2026.
So moved.
Second.
Trillo, Parati, roll call vote, please, Mr. Watkins.
Mr. Barty?
Yes.
Mr. Brandt?
Yes.
Mrs. Parati?
Yes.
Mr. Schroeder?
Yes.
Mrs. Toley?
Yes.
Mr. Trillo?
Yes.
Ordinance 17-2026 will be posted on the borough's website as a passed ordinance, shall take effect as provided by law.
Thank you, Mr. Watkins. Next, we have a public hearing on ordinance 20-2026. Mr. Watkins, please read the...
Could you just please announce that the public hearing on ordinance 18 has been rescheduled? Planning board didn't get a chance to review that ordinance yet.
July 20th, I think.
No,
The new
June
plan.
June
16th.
16th. So ordinance 18-2026, the public hearing has been rescheduled for June 16th, 2026 at 7 PM in the public meeting room at 19 Harrison Avenue.
Thank you.
Sorry, I skipped over
Excuse
that
me,
one.
Mayor, they're not having it the 16th because some of their lawyers are away, right, John? They moved it
Their
to the
meeting would be the
20th.
15th.
No, that's my birthday.
Was it-
No.
The meeting,
Their
the meeting for the
Their
planning...
meeting,
Planning
they
board is-
changed it to,
but
the
they're
man-
not
to
ready.
July.
Yeah,
They're not ready.
They're the two lawyers.
Right, I spoke to the chairman of the planning board today. He said he intends to have a meeting on the 15th. If the meeting is changed, we will move the 16th.
Oh.
Right now, they're keeping it.
He didn't have
He
to
said to
ignore it.
keep this
Okay.
on. If they move the 15th, we'll move it past.
Okay, just wanted to let you know.
Next on the agenda is a public hearing on ordinance 20-2026. Mr. Watkins, please read ordinance by title only.
So,
Bond ordinance reappropriating $145,478 proceeds of obligations not needed for their original purpose and providing a supplemental appropriation of $130,000 for the acquisition of water tanks in and by the Borough of Roseland, excuse me, in and by the Borough of Roseland and the County of Essex, New Jersey, and authorizing the issuance of $130,000 bonds or notes of the borough to finance the cost thereof.
Do we have a motion to open the public hearing on ordinance 20-2026?
So moved.
Second.
Barty, Schroeder, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Hearing and seeing none, does anyone wish to be heard on ordinance 20-2026? Hearing and seeing none, may we have a motion to close the public hearing?
So moved.
Second.
Barant, Schroeder, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Hearing and seeing none, Mr. Watkins, please read the ordinance by title only.
Bond ordinance reappropriating $145,478 in proceeds of obligations not needed for their original purpose and providing a supplemental appropriation of $130,000 for the acquisition of water tanks in and by the Borough of Roseland and the County of Essex, New Jersey, and authorizing the issuance of $130,000 in bonds or notes of the borough to finance the cost thereof.
Do we have a motion to adopt ordinance 20-2026?
So moved.
Second.
Barant, Toley, roll call vote, please, Mr. Watkins.
Mr. Barty?
Yes.
Mr. Brunt?
Yes.
Mrs. Parati?
Yes.
Mr. Schroeder?
Yes.
Mrs. Tully?
Yes.
Mr. Trillo?
Yes.
Ordinance number 20-2026 will be posted on the borough's website as a passed ordinance, shall take effect as provided by law.
Thank you, Mr. Watkins. Next on the agenda, we have approval of bills, Resolution 173-2026. Everyone received the bill list. There's no questions, concerns, recusals, or comments. We'll take a motion to approve the bill list.
So moved.
Second.
Barty, Trillo, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Hearing and seeing none. We have resolutions 1 through 17 by agenda item, by resolution number 174-2026 through 190-2026. Questions, concerns, comments, or recusals from these resolutions, as I'd like to move them in their entirety. If there are none, can we have a motion to approve?
So moved.
Second.
Parati, Barat, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Hearing and seeing none. We have one more resolution under Mayor's Report. It's a resolution in support of a Senate bill that is going to provide paid cancer screening by the state of New Jersey for our volunteer firefighters. It has a sister bill or congruent bill in the Assembly. I'd like to have this resolution up for approval from this governing body to provide that service for our volunteer firefighters.
Absolutely.
Can we have a motion?
Motion.
Second.
Parati, Schroeder, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Hearing and seeing none. Mayor's report, only thing I have is we have our picnic coming up on June 6th. We have a number of walkout games, which I'm sure Councilman Trillo will go into, but June 6th, we have our community picnic at no cost to the residents. It's a great afternoon on Saturday, the first Saturday in June. I believe the picnic starts at 12. It's one of our better attended events. Look forward to seeing everyone as we come together after this spring/winter, whatever we called it, so people can get out and enjoy themselves. Besides that, I have nothing. Finance and Administration, Councilman Bory.
Thank you, Mayor. Just one announcement from our communications team. Roseland TV is now on Comcast, changing from channel 35 to channel 964, and it'll be in HD. So if you want to watch the council meetings or any of the other programming, it'll be available on Comcast as well as Verizon and on YouTube as well.
Councilman, did that start today, or?
Started today.
It's gonna be on
I
YouTube.
told
Actually, I think
somebody-
it was last week. I said, yeah.
I told somebody 35, oh
Yeah.
well.
It's on YouTube TV too?
Yeah.
They
Yeah,
will not be able to see it.
YouTube.
Oh, not YouTube
Yeah.
TV, okay.
Yeah, not on YouTube TV.
No, it's not
Can we get on that?
964.
Councilman Trillo?
Like you mentioned, Mayor Jimmy, June 6th will be our crowning event for spring sports in spring and Roseland, leading off to the summer. So we have the mayor's trophy game, there's a softball walkout game, and a baseball walkout game that's been organized by a great family in town, the Woodies, who've done fantastic work for the rec department getting that together. So June 6th will be a great day all around up here at the Harrison Complex. Otherwise, looking forward to the end of the baseball season and forward to summer. That's all I have.
Thank you. Councilman Schroeder.
Nothing additional, Mr. Mayor.
Councilman Baran.
Good evening. On my way in today, I noticed a couple of Roseland kids riding e-bikes in town. Just a reminder to everybody that the state of New Jersey passed those new e-bike laws for permits for
July 19th.
Exactly.
July. Mhm.
So it goes into effect in July. I know our police department has actually posted on social media reminding residents about the new laws that go into effect as well. So I just thought I'd mention that. The Safe Walking and Cycling Committee is meeting this Thursday across the street, 7 p.m. May 12th, the borough received bids for the Fullerton Bridge, finally. And construction will hopefully be starting this summer. I think it should be adopted at the next meeting. We should have everything accepted, so. It's
For
a
what?
long time coming, the bridge
Hooray.
behind Bond
Built a
Force.
GW bridge quicker.
It's like the bridge over the river, Kwai.
That's all I have.
Sooner than,
Thank you,
quicker
Councilman.
than that.
It should be that.
Should take that one.
Councilwoman Parati.
Thank you, Mayor. I know that the officers left, but I want to congratulate Detective Sergeant Hyder, Sergeant Gutierrez, Detective Gibbons, Detective Owie, and Officer Lupo for receiving their accommodations tonight, for their outstanding work connected to that theft at the Avalon. Detective Hyder, Gibbons, and Owie demonstrated exceptional dedication and professionalism and investigative skill throughout the course of this investigation. Their tireless efforts and commitments were instrumental in bringing this case to a successful resolution. These officers should all be highly commended for their exemplary work ethic, collaboration, and dedication to this department and the community that they serve. I am extremely proud of their accomplishments, and I'm grateful to have individuals of this caliber representing our agency. And I just want to say thank you to them again, because it took them time, and they got it done. They got it done. Also, I want to let everyone know that and thank OEM Coordinator John Mathias. I'm happy to report that all our pedestrian signs are now up. The project is complete. They are now at Harrison Avenue and Borough Hall, Eagle Rock Avenue and Freeman Street. I want to thank Superintendent Critchett for all his help, and Brian from DPW. He did an excellent job on the installations. So they're all up, running, and working, and thank you, OEM Coordinator Mathias. I appreciate it. The fire department, I want to recognize them as well. They were one of 12 fire departments that took part in helping to control the fire in Belleville a few weeks ago, and I'm happy to report that all our men came home safe and sound. They also did a trench training at the Dockrell property last week. I couldn't stop by the training, but I was at the firehouse when they were actually building the mechanisms in the walls that they would use to rescue somebody who was in a trench if the dirt collapsed over them. So, even though they're volunteers, they are constantly out there, they're training, they're ready for just about everything, and I just wanted to take a minute to recognize them as well. And that's all I have.
Also for the trench, thank Tom O'Byrne, who came and dug the trench for us.
Oh, yes, he was on the backhoe. I forgot to mention that. Thank you, Tom. Yes, I forgot that. He dug the trench.
Anything else?
No, that's it.
Councilman Tolley?
Thank you. I would like to thank Girl Scout Troop number 20131. We have one of the members here today, Emily Schroeder. They helped the beautification committee on Friday. This past Friday, we were down at the 5 Cement Big Planters down at Fernwood. And there were about 12 girls from the troop, and they helped us plant flowers and dig out all the old junk and greenery that was in them. So we were very glad and happy that they were there. This will help them earn another badge, so I want to thank them again. And you'll see the flowers growing right now. They're a little low, but they will be coming up and growing a little bit higher. You will be able to see them as you ride by them. And also, we know our food bank is suffering a little bit. So on Saturday, June 13th, at the West Caldwell ShopRite, the Roseland Junior Women's Club will be setting up at the 2 entrances from 9 a.m. to 1 p.m., and we will be collecting non-perishable food items. So if anybody's shopping that Saturday, please come by. We'll have a little list of some of the items that are needed. So once again, that's Saturday, June 13th, at our West Caldwell ShopRite. Thank you. And that is it.
Any other council member have anything to add to committee reports? If there are none, we'll move on to our approval of minutes. We'll put the April 14th council meeting minutes on for approval. Everyone received the minutes. There's no questions, concerns. We don't have any recusals on this. Take a motion to approve the minutes.
So moved.
Second.
Parati, Trillo, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Hearing and seeing none. Next, we have the April 21st executive session minutes with Councilman Trillo recusing himself. Do we have a motion for the April 21st executive session minutes?
So moved.
Second.
Parati, Barant, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Hearing and seeing none. Next, we have our second round of public comment. Any member of the public wishing to be heard, come forward, state your name and address for the record. If you're with us via Zoom, use the raise your hand icon. If you're with us telephonically, press star 9.
John Mathias, OEM. Just to talk about Councilwoman Parati's pedestrian signs. I really have to thank Superintendent Critchett for helping me get this project done. Brian put a lot of effort into, like you said, putting them together. I'd also, since our beautiful area back here now is all done, we have a lot more pedestrian and parent and baby carriages doing crossings and coming to these signs. You're only gonna work if you push the button. We need to get that message out, that I see people and kids crossing all the time without pushing the button. I'd like to make sure they understand, when they push that button, doesn't mean they can run across the street. They need definitely to take the time, make sure traffic is stopped. If, I'm trying to figure out a way of getting the message out to all our children. I thought maybe Councilwoman Parati, if you could talk to the police department, and see maybe if they could go down to Newark School, and maybe go classroom to classroom for 5 minutes and tell the children in there how to use them, so they are really effective. Because it's active, it's a lot active. I stand there and watch some children come up. I seen it the other day. They must have been coming from Prudential, from the pond. They came up, they stood there without pushing the button, and then they ran across.
We'll also have Ryan put something in the newsletter.
Yeah, and I'll talk to
Directions, like, on the
Lieutenant
sign?
Ballard.
Does it say something? I mean, not they read it.
It does
but I'm
say
saying,
push the
there are
button,
directions
push.
there, right?
It even beeps.
It beeps.
You know what?
There,
Stop by and take a look when you get a chance.
I know we didn't push.
I'll speak to Lieutenant Ballard as
Yeah.
well and see if he
Can the-
could
John,
get an
can the
initiative
lights,
going.
when they blink, can they be white or something?
They
I've
are
seen
white.
it
Aren't they
in
white?
another town, and it
They're
just
yellow.
blends in with the yellow with the sign.
That's the color that the
That they
county
gave us.
requires they to be,
Oh,
so
well, in Montclair, they're different. They're very visible when they blink.
I'm
it's a
happy to
red
blink it
sign.
all, so,
Oh, okay, because,
and that's it, thank you.
Thank you, Cap.
I'll speak
I
to
don't know.
Captain Ballard.
I don't,
Well, not yet.
I don't know, I don't think they're that.
Any other member of the public wish to be heard?
Who am I?
Hearing and seeing none, the only thing left is a motion for adjournment.
It's motion to adjourn.
Second.
Totally Trill, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Hearing and seeing none.
Here's the Bible. Everybody.